In the entertainment industry, it is common to see ideas that are so bad or so far-fetched that in the end they usually do not come to fruition. The comics are not extensive on this. In the past, we have brought you videos talking about some extremely bizarre stories that have taken place in the environment and that many readers did not even know about. Today we are going to talk to you about a recent anecdote that, as strange as it may seem, is completely real and would have changed the history of Superboy forever. As you may know, Superboy was created by Jerry Siegel as a younger version of Clark Kent in the 1940s. Later and during the reign of the Supermans, Carl Kessel and Tom Grummett presented us with a new version of the character, which was a clone created from the genetic material of Superman and Lex Luthor. This clone would be called Connor Kent and was a founding member of Young Justice, in addition to having been a member of the Legion of Superheroes and the Teen Titans. Following Flashpoint and the creation of the New 52, Connor remained trapped in another reality, while a new Superboy took his place. Eventually, the new Superboy died and Connor returned to the main universe in the pages of Young Justice. Since then, many of us readers have noticed that DC Comics has not developed the character in the right way and has fallen into a cycle of constant repetition. As with Tim Drake or Spider-Man, Superboy has become a character incapable of evolving due to the narrative weight that this would represent for other characters. Not only is Connor stagnant, but John Kent, Superman's son, replaced him as Superboy, and after he grew up, he became Superman, leaving behind Connor, who actually should have been the first choice to be Clark's successor. Due to this lack of development, writer Magdalene Visaggio decided to give Superboy's story a 360-degree turn in a way that would mark the character forever. Through Dropbox, the Eisner winner shared Derek Robertson's outline and designs for a story titled Skyrocket, where Superboy would become a trans character and change his name to Constance, Connie, Lara Kent. In the description I leave the links so you can see the planning of this story with your own eyes. Visaggio was completely confident in this idea, which is why he convinced Derek Robertson, co-creator of great comics like Transmetropolitan, The Boys and Happy, to make a couple of sketches of what Connie would look like. Once they were ready, the writer took her proposal to the top brass at DC Comics, but they rejected the idea, which is why she decided to share her general idea with her followers so they could comment on their opinion of the proposal. As such, the article he shared does not give us information about what the main story would be like, but it does let us see a general approach to the idea. Skyrocket would take place after the miniseries, Superboy, Man of Tomorrow, and Action Comics number 1057 that were published this year. Here we would see Connor travel to the year 14,000 and how he becomes Superman in a world that has forgotten everything related to him. He would look for a way to return to his time, and along the way he would enter a Kryptonian transformation chamber which would turn him into Connie Kent. The writer assured that, on a narrative level, this change would be as natural as the one Iceman went through when he revealed himself as a gay character. This is because Connor is a character who has gone through several identity crises that revolved around his origins, but never made peace with his past. Visaggio assured that the anger that Connor shows at the rejection of her origin was very common in trans women who have not come out of the closet. She also mentioned that, after becoming Connie, Superboy would take a place within the Super family similar to that played by Red Hood within the Bat family. Becoming a character who maintains a certain distance and is a little skeptical when it comes to lining up behind the identity and ideals of the main hero, but is still part of it. In the writing, Visaggio continued to recall Connor's story and how he has always been a character who constantly stagnates, even though at times he seems to have a significant change. Whether he changes his appearance, moves to another city, or joins a super team, Connor always goes back to basics. This is proof that he has never accepted what really bothers him about himself. This change would finally give him a permanent evolution, instead of always falling back into his status quo, which would make the character more believable and give him true growth on a narrative level. From here, the writer continues to defend her idea by arguing that the Super family already has 3 Supermen and Connor really does not contribute anything by being a clone of Clark, but with this change, his relationship with Superman, the Kents and the Super family would change to always. Connie would become more than just Superman's clone. Visaggio also pointed out that Connor, and I quote, already dresses like a lesbian with that leather jacket and the S logo on her arms. In addition to the fact that it would increase sales exponentially, since the character would become news and the media would cover everything related to this change, since no one has ever dared to do something this drastic with such an important character in the DC universe. In addition to the fact that it would attract a new generation of readers. The original proposal consists of 10 pages where the writer continues to mention the positive points of making Connor a trans hero, so we will not mention them all in this video. But in the description you can find the sources in case you want to read it all. In the end, DC rejected this proposal and Visaggio assured that he had no resentment for this decision, in addition to confirming that he wrote his story in Action Comics #1057 as a preamble to this idea. This being the main reason why in this issue we see Superboy dye his hair pink and begin a romance with Miss Martian, who in one panel calls Connor, Connie. Had he continued with his plans, Visaggio would have taken away his characteristic leather jacket because, according to the writer, he no longer felt youthful. While the proposal was rejected, DC Comics could still repent and pick it up at some point. Only time will tell what lies ahead for Connor Kent. For now, that's all for this occasion. Don't forget to follow us on our WhatsApp channel where we keep you up to date with the latest comic news, as well as the rest of our social networks. The links are in the description. We are the Comics Awakens and we'll see you in the next video.